workshops, and we also give out our annual Passionistas Persist Award. So we give those to business women, entrepreneurs, women who have founded charitable organizations, and also to some icons. So we have given them to Chef Susan Feniger. We've given one to Margaret Cho, the comedian. And the highlight of our careers, I think we gave one to Dr. Jane Goodall a few years ago. So that was a
Oh,
really special night for us.
yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. So, as far as communities are concerned, can you share with other women today if they want to connect with you, actually how they can connect with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if they go to the passionistasproject.com, they will find all of our information, but if they go to the what's that page called, man?
The sisterhood page.
Sisterhood page, sorry. The Sisterhood page. They can find out all about the membership to the community and sign up there. There's a free level where you can connect with other women, you can introduce yourself, you can share what you're doing about, your work projects, your personal projects. And then there's a premium membership where all of the workshops are included, our podcast network. You can list your podcast network for free. You can listen to our podcast network, which is all women hosted podcasts. You also have access to Passionistas TV, which is our online streaming service of women's empowerment content. And you get a free listing in our business directory, the Passionistas shopping directory, where we have over 100 businesses listed with everything from jewelry to dog Reiki, and everything in between. And you can shop women owned. We have workshops all the time. We have meetups. A few times a month, we have meetups where you can come and you can connect with other women. And I don't know if we said that the community is business development, but it's also personal growth and social impact. So there's a business networking component, but there's also a space where, I was having a rough night's sleep last night and I channeled one of our women, Safriana Luna, who does an amazing Passionistas TV show and always kind of ends it with meditation or some kind of breath work. And I just was like, how am I going to get to sleep? I'm going to do what Safriana tells me to do. I'm going to do that breath work. And then we also have social impact. So we have a course on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have women who are running for Congress, a woman who's running for Congress, and women who are really speaking out about social issues that impact women. So it's a really well-rounded community. And then we have a third level, which is our power passionistas, and they're our resident experts. So the way Nancy and I built this community, we did not build it as a pyramid where we are the gurus at the top. It is a circle where we're all learning from each other because everybody has such rich experience and skill sets and knowledge. And within our community, we have a group of women who are kind of our resident experts in various fields, venture capital funding for women and, coaches, business coaches and spiritual guides and things like that. And they each have their own space where they can share their content, so people can access that as well. So those are the three tiers of the community, but the free space is a great way to come in and see what we're doing and see if you connect to it and meet some amazing women. We try and introduce everybody that comes into at least one or two people so they don't feel like the new kid at the lunch table, and they have friends as soon as they join.
So now, is this on your website or is this on Facebook?
It's actually on a platform called Circle.
Okay.
So but we chose it because it looks a lot like Facebook. So it's very familiar feeling to people. It's not something that it's very intuitive. It's not something that takes you a long time to learn.
All right. So they would actually go to Circle.
Hmm.
And then when they go to Circle, they will look up, what do you say, sister?
The
Well, if they
past,
go to our website, then it'll link right out to the sign up page. You'll see you can either join the free membership or the premium membership. Either way, it will take you to the Circle sign up page that for the level you want. And then you just join, and when you sign up, you go through the process of joining Circle. It takes, no time at all. The one thing is just either fill out your bio or click skip at the bottom of the page so you don't end up in Circle's limbo. And then you're in the community. You don't have to kind of worry about, oh, I have to go join Circle and do all this rigmarole. It's like just join the sisterhood and you'll be all set up. And if you go to that website link we mentioned, then you'll find all of it. And our contact info is there too, and we can put it in the show notes if you want. But we are really accessible, and we're always happy to hop on a Zoom if anyone has any questions or wants to learn more about what we're doing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure there are women that would love to have that URL so that they can go in and take a look and see what you're doing. Because sounds like you ladies are busy. And but that's great. That's great. I mean, at one time I was so busy, I didn't know if I was coming or going. So I had to reach out and find a partner that could help walk me through the process, you
Yeah.
know. So I want to talk about you say you have on your website where ladies are actually posting that they have services
Mhm.
or products for sale. So can you kind of elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a Passionistas shopping directory and it's all women-owned businesses. So it's products and services and charity organizations, 501(c)(3)s. And it's a beautiful place where you can go skip the big box store and go and buy directly from a woman and support a woman. And there's everything from jewelry to, like Amy mentioned, we have a woman who does Reiki for animals. Um, but everything in between, healthcare products, beauty products, clothing, lots and lots of books for where you can gain wisdom from people. So it's a really beautiful space where you can go and feel good about your purchases and support a startup or a woman-owned business.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to share one more time how people can contact you, and then we're going to actually get into uh, buying for the holidays.
Excellent.
Yeah, awesome. So Nan, go ahead, give him the.
Yeah, you can go to thepassionistasproject.com and you can find all of our contact information there. You can go to the sisterhood page and you'll find links there that go directly out to the Circle platform to join the sisterhood, either the free or the paid level.
All righty, that sounds good. So this particular show, I wanted to tag on to it about buying for the holidays. So you ladies are going to have to help me to make this show.
Yeah.
So what I thought about is when it comes to holiday shopping, who do you decide or why do you decide to buy for certain people?
Yeah.
Now, for me, there's a whole lot of people that I could buy for. And I have to think, I don't want to buy for 100 people.
Mhm.
So, and I don't want to buy for everybody in the family. So what I do is I tell my family, whoever wants to get in on this, we can do this. So once a year, we take a hat and we write on a little sticky note or a piece of paper, like a sticky note. We write our name. Then we write three things that we know we need, but we
Oh,
just haven't taken the time to buy them.
what a great
It
idea.
cannot go over $25, though.
It's a great idea.
One of those three things, okay? And we drop it in there, and everybody pulls out a name. I'm the only one that knows who pulled what, okay? And you could, if you want to, you can buy all three, or you can spend your $25 on that one particular thing. So
Mhm.
usually it's my three sons, and it's actually three of my, I have eight grandchildren. So it's three of my grandchildren because they're like right here in Chicago with me, and the other ones are way away, so they don't worry about it. And then I've got two brothers. So it's just us. And let me tell you, sometimes I could just choke them, because they want to do just the opposite. They want us buy like $50 or $100. Like my youngest son got me 2 years ago, and he bought me an Apple Watch, and I was like, "That is not $25." And he's
No
like,
way.
And I bet you
"Mom,
didn't have it on your list of three things either.
no, no." I had house shoes on there. I had nighttime stockings, the knee high or halfway thick socks that because I walk around. I don't like barefoot, but I will put those on and walk around through the house. And then I told him, give me a gift certificate to any restaurant for $25 because I do like to treat myself sometimes. Okay. So well, I didn't get none of that. But anyway, so how do you guys determine who you're going to buy gifts for?
That's so funny. So we are two of five siblings. Our parents are both gone. We each have a significant other, and we don't have any children. My fiance has a grown son. That's the one, quote unquote child. He's almost 40. Um, so for a long time, what we did was similar to what you did, but yours is way smarter than ours. So we would put the names of the siblings and the significant others in a hat, but without the list and without the money limit, which is brilliant. And we should have done that. And in that way, you only had to give to one sibling or significant other. Inevitably, you always got the significant other that you were like, oh, I don't want to give to so and so. But you do it anyway because it's the holidays.
Yeah.
Um, and then over time, the economy gets tight. Everybody's got money concerns. Kid, our brother's got three kids and growing up. And so it was like, all right, do we all still want to keep doing this? And we all agreed, like, no, let's just stop. We're not going to give each other presents at all. So Nancy and I always give each other presents because that's what we do. We always give to our significant others, but we agreed with everybody else, no presents. And then 3 days before Christmas, you'd get a package in the mail from one of the sisters, and it would be a present. And it was like we weren't giving presents. Oh, it's just a little something.
Yeah.
And so then the people, namely me and our brother, would be like, we said we weren't giving presents and we didn't send anything to anybody, and now we're the jerks. So now we're finally at the point again where it's like we get little things for each of the siblings, and usually Nancy and I, on behalf of us and our significant others, just send one present. We get the stuff for each other, and then we're at the point where our nieces and nephews on Nancy's in-law side of the family and on our brothers with our brother, they're all kind of grown up now. They're like the youngest of them is graduating high school this year. And it's like, I think our aunt stopped giving us an envelope with $5 cash in it when we were 12. And do we keep giving to eight nieces and nephews, or is it okay now to kind of back off from that? So this is the first year we're dipping our toe in the water of like, is there going to be like an uproar that we haven't given presents to the kids? But and
Wow.
then there are friends here and there that are really special to us that we still give gifts to. But we've really pulled back. I think a lot of I look back at a lot of presents I got from kind of the other people in my life, and they don't have a lot of significance to me. Whereas the presents that I get, even the under $25 ones, and often, especially the under $25 ones, really mean something to me still. So
Yeah.
I feel like more and more people feel that way about the holidays.
Well, I'm going to ask Nancy this question. So what do you do with the gifts that you be like, man, did they put any thought into this at all before they bought this? Do I look like this is something that I would want or I would buy myself? I mean, do you gift it out to somebody else? Now, I have gifts out to somebody else, but only because I knew that that was something they could use
Right.
and not me.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My mother-in-law, God rest her soul, was a horrible gift giver. But she would spend hours. She would put her precious time into shopping, and she thought she was being really thoughtful. But the gifts that we got, the my husband used to get, my husband's a musician, so every year it would be, a coffee cup with musical notes on it, or, you know, whatever the thing was. Lots of ugly Christmas sweaters, that kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think for me, it depends on who it comes from. I think I still have a lot of those gifts that she has given me through the years because they're sentimental and because I know she put thought into it. Even though I may never wear that sweater, I don't have the heart to give it
And
away.
give it away.
But yes, there
Wow.
are there are a lot of gifts where, a few years ago, a friend of my husband's gave me a bunch of lovely gifts. She came over unexpectedly right before Christmas and gave me a gift bag full of lots of skincare products and beautiful things. And I, first of all, just they weren't really my style, but also my husband is extremely allergic to a lot of household cleaners and stuff. So pretty much everything in there I couldn't use. And what I did that year was I put them in a box and I brought them to, it was happened to be the year of the wildfires here in California. So I gave them away to people who had lost their homes. So I think that
Well, that's good.
personally is a really lovely thing to do when you need to regift, is to bring it to a local thrift store that is for a charity, or donate it to a shelter, or hand it to a homeless person sitting on the street who might need some shampoo. you know
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
but one tip, because I've seen this happen before, is if you're regifting it in its original bag, make sure there's no tag on the outside or inside that says your name.
Oh,
And
God.
I've actually seen people, like someone would write on like a bottle of wine in a like gold marker, like Happy Holidays, Amy. And then you don't look at it and you hand it off and it's like, this was given to you. So just check it from top to bottom before you send it out.
Now that I know about. One year, I people used to give me, I'm not really a drinker,
Mhm.
and I don't know, people would always bring me wine. No, and then my family, we really, really don't drink. So I had a container full of bottles of wine that were like, because when I get them, I would just take them and sit them on the shelf where the coats were hanging at. And then the shelf got full. So I was like, I got to get rid of this. But nobody wanted the alcohol. They was like, no, that's too old. I was like, I know what to do. I just opened every bottle. I poured it all out in the sink.
Yeah,
I had two green bottles that I really loved, and I used those as flower bottles. And I
nice.
bought some really pretty flowers and put inside of the bottles at the top. And that was the only thing I kept out of all of the alcohol.
Nice.
So one of the other questions is what is the one thing that you probably never see yourself buying for anyone?
Mm.
You might
Alcohol,
for yourself, but nobody else.
alcohol is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, I feel like there's so many health risks that have been deterred. Like I wouldn't give someone a pack of cigarettes for Christmas. I just feel like there's health concerns that a lot of people have around alcohol. You don't know a lot of the time if someone has any issues with alcohol or if they just don't drink. So I never get anybody alcohol. Um, I don't know. It's funny. When I shop for presents, I am so specific to that person
Yeah.
that I don't really think of in generalities. The alcohol is the first thing that pops to mind. I'm conscious sometimes. I'd like to bake and give people homemade baked goods for Christmas, but sometimes I'm really concerned that I'm doing that, and or do they have any issues with sugar? Are they on a diet? Is it, is this really something that
Allergies.
they want to bring into their, has everybody given them something sweet and now it's overkill? And so sometimes I'm concerned about that. I kind of still do it because I think it's really lovely to get homemade cookies or fudge or something for Christmas. But beyond that, I'm just so specific. I don't really know. Do you have anything, Nan?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm very intentional with my shopping. So, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't give anyone a car unless I was Oprah.
A luxury vacation unless they took me with them.
Yeah.
I get you. I get it. For me, I don't buy socks for people. It
Mm,
would have to be like on one of my sons or grandsons' list that they wanted socks.
great.
And
Yep.
then if it is, then I'm gonna actually figure out because my oldest son, he wears special socks.
Mhm.
It's got to have this name on it. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't give hats and scarves. Oh
Mhm.
my God, have I gotten so many hats and scarves over the years because I'm in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Candles are kind of like that too. Candles
yeah.
are like, oh, another candle.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like you, I don't buy cigarettes and I don't buy alcohol for
Mhm.
people either. I don't do that. Okay. Now, if I hear them talk about something like during the year, like my baby brother, I know he's like a little handyman.
Mm.
So a lot of times he'll call me and say, "Hey, I broke my shovel. Can I borrow your shovel?" Or I can't, he's always losing tools. So I went out, me and my brother, and bought him a little small tool kit.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I hear somebody talking about something, then I may, depending on how much it's going to cost, I may go out and I may buy that for them. Okay.
Right. Right.
So, yeah. So, next question. So, we got 15 minutes.
Okay.
So, next question is there anyone in your neighborhood that you feel that you would be close enough to that you could buy a gift for? And who would it be? You don't
Mhm.
have to give a name,
Yeah,
female
yeah.
or male,
I
and why would you give
I
them a gift?
I honestly have to say it's one of the things I don't like about living in Los Angeles is we don't really know our neighbors very well. Um, we I know the people in my immediate next door, right across the street on either side of the house. I have never I don't think I've ever. I think when we first moved in, there was a man living next to us, an elderly gentleman, and we used to give him Christmas gifts. And a lot of times I would bake him something. But he passed away 10 years ago. And so, but last year, this is the only exception. Last year we were at an event that we worked an event, and they sent us home with a case each of tequila. And I
Ooh.
don't drink either. So I'm like, what am I going to do with this? So what I did was I got some gift bags and I left a bottle on my neighbor's doorsteps. And it was the first and only time I've ever given them gifts, but they all really appreciated it and thanked it. And it felt nice to do that. So they're not going to be getting anything from me this year because I didn't get anything free to give away.
I still have a case of tequila if you want to come and grab the bottles. Yeah, and I also don't really have a connection to my neighbors, but there's a really nice bakery down the street called Village Bakery, best bakery in Los Angeles. And the woman that owns it is this woman, Barbara, who is just lovely. And we have given her a gift on the holidays because especially during COVID when everything was shut down and it was still really early and how are people gonna still feel connected to a community or anything. Barbara opened Village Bakery and was delivering food and slowly welcoming people in with very strict, safe guidelines. and really kept the community that we live. It's a small community, really kept it alive, just by taking the risk to open her business to all of us during that really scary time. And so she just holds a special place in all of our hearts. So she's the one person that we've gifted to before.
That's wonderful. Like, I gift to our mail lady,
Mhm.
Yes.
and every year, I don't know what to buy her, so I just give her cash. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And I do that because I travel a lot on mission trips.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And noticed I can see my front porch when I'm away on my alarm system. And a lot of times the FedEx or Amazon or some of them will drop packages and they just throw them right in front of the door. And if she comes and she sees them, she takes the time to push them all the way to the side. Like there's some chairs on one side of my porch. She'll push them all the way to the side, and then she'll put the chairs right in front of them so you can't see them. Okay. And I love that about her. She knows everybody. And then I have a neighbor across the street that is the same way. Now I know everybody on my block, on both sides of the block. And the only reason I know them is because of my sons.
Mhm.
Okay. My sons and their children, whether daughters and sons, they all grew up together. So now that all of our kids are grown and they've moved out, the kids still come into the neighborhood. They still come and watch out over us and make sure that we're together. So once a year, we do a block party,
Nice.
and we invite all of the kids that grew up on the block. They call them the Bell. It's more boys than girls, so they call them the Bell Boys, even though they're girls too. And they all come and we have a good time. And we just cook and just serve. My oldest son loves to cook desserts, so he will cook desserts until he gets tired, you
Mm.
know. So,
Nice.
and I love that about just getting with neighbors. It's not so much that I care about what's going on in their house or what they're doing or what have you, but it's just the idea that if something is out of order,
Mhm.
I've got neighbors that I can call.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we had a fire a couple of years ago down the street from us, but it was headed back towards my house. Now,
Mhm.
the other two houses were frame houses. My house is a brick house. Not saying that fire couldn't get in it, but and I overslept that morning and they were calling, and finally some of the older kids that came into the neighborhood came and they were knocking on the door, ringing the bell, and woke me up. And it was like, Garrett, what are you trying to do? Burn up in there? Get out of that house. So, and that's what I love, that we can intermingle with
Yeah.
each other. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now, if I were to say to you, what community shopping center you go to buy, is there a store there that I would know? Because
Mm.
I'm in Chicago, you guys are in California, but let's see, do we shop at any of the same stores?
Mm. That's
Oh,
interesting.
interesting. Um, I used to do my holiday shopping at a local family-owned store. It was a little boutique and it had you could literally, I would go in every year at Christmas time and I would say to my husband, I'm going to do my Christmas shopping. I'm going to be gone all afternoon. And I would be in that store for 3 or 4 hours until I picked out something for every single person on my list. And it was the kind of store where you could do that. But it was a one of a kind place. And they retired a few years ago. And my Christmas giving has never been the same ever since. But as far as stores, I mean, I shop at all the big box stores, the Targets and the Macy's and I don't know about other stores that you would know of in Chicago. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I do a lot of local bookstores, small bookstores.
Mhm.
Um, And my neighborhood is called Atwater Village, and there's one street that's it got all the shops on it, and it's become kind of a little destination neighborhood in LA. And there's just really great little unique gift shops, clothing stores, stationery stores. So I like to go over, support the local businesses and shop there. And a lot of them are women owned. Which is, the ones I target the most. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, if I know there's something really specific that someone wants and the only place I can get it is on Amazon, I'll order it on Amazon. I do that less and less. But it's great for the free shipping and stuff, but this year I really intentionally didn't do that. And like Nancy said, this year we both went to the Passionistas directory and we're like, all right, you know, I can get a book from a fashionista. I can get the jewelry or um, the clothing or whatever it is from the fashionista. So I don't need to do that this year, and I planned ahead so that it wasn't a rush at the last minute.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the great things that people don't understand is a book can be a great gift.
Good gift.
Good
Okay.
gift.
And one of the things that I added to my routine the last quarter of this year is to make sure that I read more. All I need to do is figure out in which category do I want to read in. So now, like my grandsons, I bought them books based on what I know they like to do. Like one of them is in real estate. Well, I did real estate years ago. So I bought real estate books. One is in business management. So I bought one on how to change his mindset and become the $1 million man that I know he could be. So things like that. But if people are wondering what are some of the gifts that I can buy and I can't figure out, then go buy a book.
Yeah.
Go buy a book.
Yeah.
And most of the time there's always an author that we know that you can actually help and support by just buying their book. Okay. Like I'm doing a couple of books this year. One is called Five Friends Forever,
Mm.
and it's going to be sort of a mystery romance book.
Mm.
And then I'm going to do six more books behind that. And they're going to be books about these five friends as we go through the Christmas season and other holiday seasons and what have you. Some mysterious stuff that's going to be going on and intrigue. So I'm going to be working on writing those
Wow.
and letting everybody know once I get the one book done. The first book is going to be called Mistletoe Magic.
Ooh,
And
that's good.
Mistletoe Magic is actually going to set the pace for these five friends because it's going to start to evolve and tell the story of how they came together and maybe some of the stuff that they're going through that's trying to pull them apart. Okay. So I'm excited about that. So, whether it's romance, whether it's mystery, whether it's even if it's about animals or I bought books on decorating flowers, how to put flowers out through the house or what have you. I've done that. Bought books on, somebody that loves to cook. And we usually know what they like to cook, whether like my oldest son, he loves to cook desserts. So when I buy books, I buy books on desserts for him. Okay. So, and then I've got one that loves money management. So all I do is buy books for him on money management. Now, this is outside of just getting the Christmas gift that he wants, but these are just maybe a birthday,
Right.
give a book to or something like that. And
You know what's also fun? If I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, go ahead.
In terms of the cookbooks, this is a good couple's gift. I did this for my fiance. He doesn't like to cook, but he likes to eat. So I bought him a cookbook. I'm Italian, and Nancy and I are Italian, and we found out recently that we all have Jewish background, even though we were raised Catholic. He's Jewish. And we found this Jewish Italian cookbook, this woman who is a Jewish person who was raised in Italy. And I bought him the book And I said, whenever you go through this and whatever recipes you want me to make, I'll make them. And so then it becomes like the romantic dinners that you have is the recipe
Oh, wow.
book that
Yeah.
he picked. And it's really fun. It's a really great way to connect over food and culture without like giving a cookbook to somebody who doesn't like to cook. Seems really weird, but he loved it because it was like, oh, okay, let's have this chicken dish tonight. It's really
I
fun.
think when we do stuff together, that's the key. When we do it together, then that makes all the difference. My husband was a chef, but he
Mm,
never cooked it. Very seldom he cooked at home. He told
Mm.
me when we first got married, I don't cook all day to have to come home and cook. Okay, I will do it, But I love to cook. My grandmother would sit me at the kitchen table. She did the whatever she was cooking, and I had to stir it or taste or what have you. And I got to a point where I cook from scratch. No canned goods, no box goods or anything like that. Everything was strictly from scratch. And I loved it. And that is the way I cooked with my sons. I would cook breakfast in the morning for them, go to get ready for work, and come back and I'd be like, who are those kids? And they'd be like, Mom, their mom doesn't cook breakfast for them, so I didn't think you would mind. Or they love jelly cake. So I will cook a cake and the frosting is jelly. It would be strawberry or grape or something. Okay. That cake would last one day. Okay. Because they were going to invite every friend they had over for a slice of cake. So just some things that I loved about just the holidays, but just family in itself. And I love the idea that you ladies, as sisters, work together to be the best that you can be together. So actually, our time is just about up. So I want to let everyone know that I want to thank Nancy and Amy Harrington for coming on to the show. They are definitely welcome anytime that they want to come back.
Thank
The
you.
next 2 weeks, we're gonna be talk last week we talked about decorating. This week we talked about buying gifts. Next week, we're actually going to be talking about the movies that we watch during the holiday season. Okay. So that's going to be a show in itself. And then after that, we're going to be talking about the recipes. Do we really go all out to cook for Christmas? Or do we just order in a pizza or something and we're satisfied? So we're gonna be talking about that. And that will conclude our holiday season. I'm so glad you took the time to stop in and hang out with us for a while. And Nancy, Amy, if you have any last words, I turn it over to you, Nancy.
I just want to thank you so much for having us here today. It's really been a pleasure. And I wish you and all of your listeners a very happy holidays.
Absolutely. What about you, Amy?
Well, I want to put in a plug for since we wanted to do the movie week too, but we couldn't be here. So I want to put a plug in for Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, which is the greatest animated Christmas movie of all time and very underrated. It doesn't get the attention it deserves. So everybody watch Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. Please come to join the free membership of the Passionistas Project Sisterhood, especially this time of year. A lot of people, it's really hard and you feel alone, and you never have to feel alone in the sisterhood. And you can drop into the shopping directory and buy some products and gifts from women-owned businesses. And more than anything, Dorothy, I just want to say thank you. It's so lovely to be here, and it's so much fun to talk to you. And we hope we get to talk to you again real soon.
Absolutely. I thank you ladies so much for coming on. It has been amazing. Okay. I've really had a good time talking and asking questions because that is what I do. Okay. So I will see everyone back here again next Friday at 12 p.m. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Bye, Nancy. Bye, Amy. I'll see you again soon. Okay.
Excellent. Happy holidays.
All right. Bye-bye.